So, what's the scariest thing you could find in an abandoned place? You might think ghosts, right? Well, this story, it suggests something way, way worse. We're going to walk through a series of events from the perspective of someone who actually lived them. And it's this chilling reminder that sometimes the real monsters are the people you find where no one is supposed to be.
So, our story kicks off with something a lot of us can probably relate to, right? An 18-year-old just furious with his parents. You know how it is. He's so angry, he decides he's not coming home for the night. Just a classic act of teenage rebellion. But what starts as a simple, prideful decision, well, it's about to lead him into some serious darkness.
All right, so now he's got to figure out where to go. He wants to be alone, right? So a friend's house is out. Then he remembers it, this old abandoned house at the end of a dead-end road. He'd been there as a kid, during the day. So in his head, it's perfect. It's just an empty, safe spot to crash for the night and let his parents worry. But of course, showing up at 10 o'clock at night is a totally different ballgame. The second he slips through that broken door, bam, it's pitch black. And the smell, it's just this awful, rotting odor that hits you right in the face. The silence is just heavy. You know that feeling? He realizes pretty quick he's not going to be sleeping here. But still, curiosity gets the better of him. So he's carefully making his way up the main staircase, trying not to make a sound. And then he hears it, a noise from downstairs, from the exact spot he just came from, a sound that has absolutely no business being there. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It's footsteps. You can hear the old floorboards groaning under someone's weight. Someone just walked into the house, and he is definitely not alone anymore. And this is where the real panic sets in. Think about it. Whoever just walked in is standing right next to his only exit. He's completely trapped. So he does the only thing he can do. He freezes on the stairs, holds his breath, and just waits. Okay, so after what feels like an eternity of just silence, he can't take it anymore. He slowly, carefully creaks back down the stairs to take a peek, and what he sees should be a relief, right? It's a man in a police uniform standing in the doorway, but nope. It's the exact opposite of relief. Something is just wrong. The uniform is old, it hangs off him like it's 2 sizes too big, and when the guy speaks, his voice is weird, deep, and just off. And then the guy gestures to this pitch black room next to the doorway and says, "Come here." Just like that. And that command, in that voice, it confirms everything. Every single alarm bell in his head is screaming, this is not a cop. This is the moment the fake cop makes one tiny mistake. He takes a step away from the door, just a step, towards that dark room, and that's all it takes. Our guy just bolts. He makes a run for it. He feels a hand grab his collar. It tightens for a second, but he yanks himself free and just sprints out of there as fast as his legs can carry him. So he doesn't stop running until he gets home. And when he bursts through the door, guess what's in the driveway? A real police car. His parents were so worried they'd reported him missing. And talking to the real cops, that's what makes his blood run cold. They tell him, flat out, they never sent anyone to that abandoned house. Which means the man in that baggy uniform, he wasn't a cop. He was just waiting there for someone. Okay, let's fast forward a year. You'd think an experience like that would keep him out of abandoned places for good, right? Well, not quite. And this next story shows the pattern continuing, only this time, he brought a friend. So this time, he and his buddy Marcus are checking out this old, rundown farmhouse. And as they're poking around downstairs, they see it, a faint orange glow seeping through the floorboards from the second floor. So of course, they have to go check it out. They follow the light to a closed door, and you can see it flickering underneath. But the weird thing, it is a dead silent in that room. He gives the door a little push. The creak just seems to echo forever in the quiet house. And what they find inside, it just stops them in their tracks. There, in the middle of the room, are 3 men. They're kneeling in a circle, and the only light is coming from a bunch of candles around them. But here's the creepiest part. The men don't move. They don't even seem to notice the door just opened. They're totally silent, completely still. It's like they're statues. Or maybe they knew the boys were coming all along. It's just completely unnatural. Yeah, they are not sticking around to find out what's going on. Marcus grabs his arm and they run. And as they're crashing down the stairs, trying to get out, that terrifying silence is finally broken by the sound of heavy footsteps chasing them from that room. All right, now we jump forward several years. Our narrator is older. He's a seasoned backpacker now. And on a solo trip way out in the mountains, he comes across something pretty incredible. A whole abandoned mining town, literally being eaten by the forest.
I mean, the place looks amazing, right? But it has this vibe. It's just way too quiet. You know that feeling when you're deep in the woods and suddenly everything goes silent? No birds, no bugs, nothing? That's what this was like. And with that quiet comes that unmistakable feeling that you are being watched.
So he sets up camp a little ways away, but he just can't shake that feeling. And as it gets dark, things get weirder. An elk starts making this loud bellowing sound over and over from back towards the town. Then, all at once, it just stops, dead silent again. A few minutes later, snap, a twig breaks, and it sounds way too close. He decides right then and there to trust his gut. He kicks dirt over his fire, plunging everything into darkness. And it turns out his instincts were dead on. Because the second that fire goes out, he hears it. Someone or something starts sprinting right at him out of the pitch black woods. He doesn't even think. He just turns and runs for his life. So, okay, we've got 3 different stories, right? Years apart, 3 supposedly abandoned places. But they all add up to one single terrifying conclusion.
And the lesson is this: some places aren't actually abandoned. That feeling of emptiness, it's just an illusion. They might look empty, but they're not.
See? They're occupied. And not by ghosts or spirits. The danger is so much more real than that. It's people. People who don't want to be found. And you have to ask yourself, what are they doing out there that's worth protecting so fiercely? And that really leaves you with one last chilling question to chew on, doesn't it? Because maybe these people aren't just hiding out there in the dark. Maybe, just maybe, they're waiting for someone like you to stumble in.